Barron Trump's story is one that, over the years, has sparked both curiosity and emotion. The youngest son of Donald Trump, Barron has always been known for his discreet temperament and his life away from the spotlight. But what many don't know is that deep inside the heart of young Trump, there exists an incredible story of empathy, generosity, and surprise that few could imagine. In an event no one expected, Barron surprised everyone with an act of kindness that touched the hearts of thousands, leaving behind a profound message about the importance of compassion and the impact a simple gesture can have on someone's life. It was an ordinary day in New York. Barron Trump, at 17 years old, was leaving school, accompanied by his bodyguards. The young man had always been a discreet figure, rarely seen in public, and when he did appear, it was always in the shadow of the Trump family's glamour. But on that day, something was about to happen that would change everything. Barron decided to do something completely different. He wasn't just thinking about how his life could be more private and peaceful, but he was also wondering how he could use his position for something positive. And that was when he had an idea. He had heard the story of Maria, a single mother struggling to raise her child while working tirelessly to support her family. Maria lived in a small apartment in a humble neighborhood in New York and, although she was a strong woman, financial difficulties were wearing her down. Barron had learned that she had recently lost her job and, as a single mother, was struggling to balance all of her responsibilities. The idea of helping Maria came from a simple conversation with a school friend, who told him about his neighbor's difficult situation. Without hesitation, Barron decided to do something that would change Maria's life forever. Barron, a young man with a kind and generous heart, had always believed that small actions can cause big changes in people's lives. His commitment to generosity led him to make a decision no one would have imagined. He decided to pay a surprise visit to Maria, a woman facing financial hardships while supporting her child. Without any prior notice and with a heart full of good intentions, Barron knew that an act of kindness could transform someone's life. Despite his background in New York's elite, Barron was not someone who cared about appearances. On the contrary, he was more interested in how he could help improve the lives of the people around him. His visit to Maria was a surprise no one expected. He knew her life hadn't been easy, and this would be the perfect moment to show her that, even in adversity, there was still solidarity and empathy in the world. "I know your life hasn't been easy, Maria," Barron said with a soft voice, but filled with genuine compassion. "And I want to help. It's not much, but I hope it makes a difference." Barron handed Maria an envelope, not revealing its contents. When Maria opened the envelope, her eyes filled with tears as she realized it contained a significant sum of money, more than she ever imagined someone like Barron could offer. But the financial amount wasn't the most important thing in that moment. The gesture of financial help and the genuine solidarity from someone Maria didn't even know touched her heart profoundly. Maria had never imagined that someone in such a high position in society would care about her situation. She, a single mother struggling to survive, had no words to express her gratitude. The most surprising part was that Barron wasn't seeking recognition or applause. His only desire was to make a difference in someone's life, and in that moment he did. Barron's surprise visit wasn't just about the money. It was about the power of a simple and genuine humanitarian gesture. For Maria, that day would forever be remembered as the moment when generosity transformed her life and gave her hope. Barron, contrary to what many might imagine, didn't want to make headlines or receive rewards for his actions. His only reward was Maria's sincere smile and the certainty that, somehow, he had left his mark on her life in an indelible way. This act of kindness reminds us all that, regardless of our social or financial position, we have the power to help those in need. Sometimes, a simple act of generosity can create a wave of transformation that resonates throughout someone's life. Barron and Maria's story didn't end there. Barron's act of kindness triggered a chain reaction that impacted many other people's lives around him. The gesture was captured by one of the street's security cameras, which unknowingly recorded the moment Barron was standing at Maria's doorstep. Soon, the story began to spread across social media. The video of Barron, with his simple and genuine gesture, touched thousands of hearts around the world. People started commenting, sharing, and becoming emotional over the young Trump's act of kindness. Many said they couldn't believe that someone with so much privilege could care for others in such a deep way. The impact was so great that soon Barron was sought out by various charity organizations and groups supporting single mothers, who were amazed by his generosity. He then made a decision that would change his life. Barron began dedicating part of his time to helping single mothers in difficult situations. With his family's support, he began getting involved in causes aimed at social inclusion, education for children in underprivileged communities, and support for women in vulnerable situations. And, although he was still seen as part of New York's elite, his heart was closer to the people who truly needed help than ever before. As time passed, the story of Barron and Maria became an example for many. Barron's simple gesture had turned into something much bigger, something that made people around the world reflect on the importance of acting with empathy, generosity, and humility. Barron, who had previously been known mainly as Donald Trump's son, was now recognized for his own story of kindness. And, more importantly, he had inspired an entire generation to believe that, even in the most difficult circumstances, an act of kindness can transform someone's life forever. The impact that Barron had on Maria and so many other people around the world cannot be underestimated. When he learned that Maria had found a new job and that her life was improving, he felt immense satisfaction for making a difference. He knew he couldn't change the world on his own, but with that simple act, he had set a powerful example for everyone on how small actions can create a big impact. And when Barron Trump looks to the future, he knows that instead of focusing on the great expectations the world has of him, the true purpose of his life is to touch the hearts of those around him and use his position to do good. His story is proof that true greatness doesn't lie in power or fame, but in the ability to help others and transform lives with unexpected acts of kindness. Barron Trump, the young man many underestimated over the years, ended up surprising the world with his deep capacity for kindness and empathy. From the beginning of his journey, much was said about him. Some claimed he was just another boy from the elite, with everything he needed within reach. However, Barron proved that, beyond a famous surname, he carried with him a greatness that came from within, a greatness that didn't depend on wealth or privileges, but on genuine actions and an open heart. What many didn't know about Barron was his sensitivity towards others and his ability to connect with people, no matter their background or position in life. Unlike many who live in the shadow of status, Barron understood that true wealth lay in making a difference in the lives of others. He didn't need a stage to be great. His greatness manifested in small actions, in simple gestures full of meaning. One of these actions happened on an ordinary day when he met Maria, a woman who was going through serious financial and emotional difficulties. Maria, like many others around the world, was struggling to balance her life and offer her children a better life. She worked tirelessly, but the difficulties didn't give her a break. Life seemed tough and without many prospects, but all of this began to change when Barron crossed her path. On a hot summer afternoon, Barron was walking through a simple neighborhood in the city when he saw Maria struggling to carry some heavy bags. Without thinking twice, Barron approached and offered his help. Maria, surprised by the young man's kindness, hesitated but accepted the help. What seemed like just a simple act of kindness turned out to be the first step toward a transformation in her life. In the following weeks, Barron continued to help Maria in various ways, always discreetly, without drawing attention to himself. He connected her to resources that could alleviate some of her burdens, from emotional support to help in finding better job opportunities. Maria, who initially was skeptical about Barron's true motivation, soon realized that he was doing all of this without expecting anything in return. His generosity was sincere, and she came to trust him, seeing him as an example that true greatness comes from actions, not status or possessions. But Barron's story wasn't limited to Maria. He touched many other lives in similar ways, helping the needy, offering support to the helpless, and being a living example that kindness can transform the world. Barron didn't need cameras or an audience to do good deeds. His motivation came from the heart, and that's what made him truly great. He knew that the positive impact of a simple act of kindness could resonate throughout life, not only changing the destiny of the person receiving it but also inspiring others to follow the same path. This story of Barron Trump teaches us an important lesson. It doesn't matter where we come from or what we have. What really matters is what we do for others. Sometimes, a simple act of empathy can have a lasting effect, altering the course of a person's life or even an entire community. We don't need to be rich or famous to make a difference. All we need is a heart willing to help. Barron, with his calm and generous approach, showed us that we should not underestimate the power of an act of kindness. He taught us that it is possible to transform lives with empathy, compassion, and generosity. Often, people look at those in positions of privilege and assume they have nothing of value to offer. However, Barron, the young man many thought would be just another shadow of his family's fame, demonstrated that the true value of a person is measured by their actions, not by what they possess. Therefore, when we come across someone in need, let's remember Barron Trump's lesson. Don't hesitate to lend a hand, no matter who they are. True greatness comes from within, and we all have the ability to transform the world around us, starting with a simple gesture of kindness. If you were moved by this story of kindness and transformation, share this message with those around you. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring videos like this one. Leave your comment below, share it with your friends, and give it a like so that this message of hope and compassion reaches every corner of the world. Together, we can spread more love, empathy, and generosity, making the world a better place for everyone. Because, in the end, it's the small acts of kindness that really make the difference.